Hello, my name is Troy Victory, and I am doing a video, and I want to kind of wrap this up here. There's kinds of knowledge and skills that I've learned throughout this process. It's been a 12-year process, and this has been very difficult because I don't have a whole lot of my resources that was available 12 years ago through multiple moves, computer crashes. I haven't been able to uh, go into a lot of detail with things that I've had uh, done in the past, and recently losing a job. Um, a lot of materials that I accumulated over a 15-year career was unceremoniously dumped by the previous employer. Fortunately, I had enough stuff to do my career profile and do some recommendation, or excuse me, some credentials and certificates and things to that effect. Um, I've learned a lot uh, about business through this accelerated program, and I think one of the best things I could do is share a story. And the story that I'll share is one that happened to me, and the reason why I'm here today. The job that I was with was from the health insurance company, and after 15 years, they let me go. Basically, it was a difference of management philosophy. I wanted to focus more on the customer, and the company wanted to focus more on volume, getting through, and getting more people uh, serviced rather than focusing on the one person until that issue was resolved. And I could not do that to people, especially when I had the opportunity to solve the issue at that time. And plus, being able to make the company more personable. I gained a lot of friends and respect through my philosophy. Won a lot of high quality awards and service for customer service awards, and everything that went along with putting the customer first. So here I am at this process here, going through a lot of these classes and reminiscing, just kind of going back through some details. I could see where I have learned a lot. I have definitely seen where I have made advancements as far as personally. With the job I was at the insurance company, I did not want to get into management to where I could utilize a lot of the skills, a lot more of the skills that I was taught, mainly because once you get in management at that company, there is no flexibility, and I needed flexibility with family and my faith. I'm very active in the church. I'm very active with mentoring and community service, and my family as well. I think I said that, but that takes time. And if you get into management, into a customer service industry, you pretty much have sold your soul and have no time for anything else. A lot of stress involved in customer service work because the metrics a lot of times just seem random. So I decided to focus on the customer because I was the first line with the customer. I eventually was let go in 2018 because the philosophy of the company has changed from, do what it takes to make the customer happy to, well, just do the bare minimum and get them off and get to another person. They were volume over quality, and I was raised on doing quality and excellence. And when you just shove the people through the door like cattle, that's going to mess up your quality. But the philosophy was, well, we'll take care of it at the back end. and they're always working behind, always working in crisis mode, and it eventually got too much, um, and they decided I wasn't a good fit. But I believe that I've learned a lot, from the business course or the business law. From um, You learn that there are certain things that you have to do. You have to regulate, and learned a lot about HR. About how to treat people, and how to stay on top of the game as far as treating people right and documenting if there's a conflict, and making sure that everybody feels safe and protected. Um, a lot has changed since I have taken these classes, and so things are definitely a lot different. So, um, but we have to adapt and go forward. Uh, like I said, I'm very involved in the church, and the church is just basically an extension of business. Um, the Bible says that Jesus was about his Father's business, and we need to treat it as serious as a business. I'm not suggesting that we need to make money and focus on big buildings and exquisite facilities and things like that, but it needs to be taken serious, and a lot of skills that we need in the business world are actually applicable into the faith-based world as well. And that's because a lot of the skills that we learned through OVU are actually biblically based skills. So, yeah, we learned how to treat people, uh, basically how to keep honest books, um, basically find people. If you don't know how to do it right, find people who know how to do it for you. Now, as far as the personality is concerned, I'm closed in personality profile. One of my biggest strengths is networking, getting people connected with certain skills that is needed by somebody else. Um, Most of my closest friends, almost every one of my closest friends, have a small business, or a minister, or a musician, or a singer, or have something that they service. They're a mentor, a counselor somewhere, and I am able to connect people to resources. That's a skill that I have developed thanks to these courses. Um, work with our church. I work with developing uh, young people. My wife and I were foster parents uh, for about 5 years before we moved and relocated. The church that I'm with has a nonprofit that we are currently working with to help and assist at-risk youth in the Mid-Ohio Valley, down in Meigs County. The primary reason we service and serve in other areas as well. Work with small business owners, connecting them to other small business owners. We work with ministers, connecting them with other ministers. We work with connecting people that need jobs. We help them with resumes. We help them take steps to be successful, and that's what we want to do. Now, my personality profile, I'm pretty direct. And I tried, for the most part, tried to be approachable, and my personality profile suggests that I can um, I take a lot, absorb a lot, okay, and but for the most part, I am able to deflect and think of the other person. Um, I think of some of the awards that I've won at the previous jobs. I have won awards for quality. I went 18 months without a mistake, a critical mistake, what they call critical errors, which was one of their longest streaks in recent memory. Um, I went. I won all sorts of awards uh, for customer service, for quality, and for going above and beyond, working extra, helping people, and even mentoring new people on the job. So uh, definitely people skills that we learned and developed. So I'm uh, as far as advancing my career. I'm planning on advancing it as a business owner, and so learning these to apply the financial end, learning to be on top of human resources, and eventually when I'm going to have to hire personnel. I already have a couple great tax advisors. One of them is my brother-in-law, so um, he is he's actually works at a college doing their taxes every year. So um, I've got I've got people set in place where I don't have to know it, but I've got to know the people who do. Um, but at least I have an idea what to look for, so I don't go in blindfolded. And a lot of things that I feel that I can bring to the table again is encouraging people. I eventually am going to do writing, public speaking on a bigger stage. I'm going to incorporate events to where we get other speakers, do podcast. Revenue is going to come from people who have products that they want to introduce to my audience, and we will negotiate a percentage of sales on the product. That's how the podcast will make revenue. And of course, I'll be writing, speaking, creating new materials, new programs, conferences, and things like that. So I've enclosed my photos of my awards that I've won. Wasn't able to get them scanned into a document, so I have photos. So I don't know exactly how you want to work that, but want to at least give you an idea of what I'm proud of. I'm proud of high quality, and I'm proud that I go the extra mile for customer service. And I look forward to taking this degree and applying the knowledge that I got from earning this degree, and going forward from here. Thank you, and have a good one.